All right, so you have all your footage filmed and you're ready to capture the footage. This is how it works. The first thing you need to do is log in. The password is Ekko. There we go. And now we have our camera here, and each of the iMacs have a capture cable. So we're going to plug this into the right side of the camera. There's a flap here that I have opened up, and we're going to go ahead and plug this in like that. Open up our viewfinder, and we're going to power on the camera. You know how that works. And then there's a button here. We're going to click this button right here to connect to the computer. And now on this little screen here, select the memory for connection. We're going to go with built-in memory. We're going to push that, built-in memory. And now we have USB connection. And now we're going to go into Final Cut Pro 10. If iPhoto opens up, you're going to quit out iPhoto. And we're going to open up Final Cut Pro. Okay, now the first thing you want to do when you get into Final Cut is you want to create a new event. Every time you have a new project, you want to create a new event. So I'm going to call mine Scavenger Hunt, and I'm going to call mine Pink. And for each team, you can create a scavenger hunt together. So we'll click OK. So this is for Pink team. All right. And over here you can now see the event is in this left column. And inside events, they contain projects and video files. So we're going to name the project the same name as the event. Scavenger Hunt Pink. Enter. Okay, so now the first thing we want to do is we want to import our footage or capture our footage. So we're going to click this arrow here. Now we're in the media import screen. So we're going to click the camera, the Canon camera on the left. And now these are all of the different clips that are on the camera. I'm just using the up and down arrows to kind of scroll through here. So I'm going to click the first clip I need, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to hold down that Shift key and click the last clip. Now all of these are selected here, and I'm going to click Import Selected, making sure that I'm adding it to the event Scavenger Hunt Pink. So I'm going to go ahead and click that now. And now it's importing. You can see it's filling up here. There's actually little circles that fill up on each of these little thumbnails as it goes, but it was really quick. It's already at 100% right here, and it says import is complete. So we're going to click close. And now before we start editing, what we want to do is whenever you create a package for the Ekko, you want to create a voiceover before you start throwing video around on your timeline. So what we would do is we kind of look through here and kind of decide which clips that we want to create for our script. We'd say, okay, maybe we want this this medium shot of a drinking fountain. So I'd write down on my piece of paper, medium shot drinking fountain. Maybe the next one I'd want close-up of the mural. Looks like a mural or a piece of art here. And basically you'd go through, kind of like I said, looking at these clips and deciding what your voiceover is going to say. So I'm now going to close out this program. I'm going to eject the camera. So to close out the program, let's click this out. So we've already have our voiceover script written. Close this out. And now to eject the camera, you're going to right-click this Canon and click Eject Canon. Okay. And now we can disconnect the USB cable and shut off the camera. Okay, so now I'm back. I recorded my voiceover and I already imported that footage into the computer. It's right here. I used a handheld microphone. So now the first thing you're going to do is you're going to lay down your voiceover. So I'm clicking that and just dragging it down here, and you should be able to hear it. Close-up of drinking fountain. Okay, so close-up of drinking fountain. I'm going to find that clip up here. And the letter I on the keyboard is for an in point. And I hit the space bar to play it. And the letter O for an out point. And as you can see, it puts this bracket around it. I can drag this down to the timeline. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, holding Command and clicking or pushing the plus button. Or you can zoom in on the timeline with this icon down here. You can zoom in and you can zoom out. So I'm going to pull down the volume on this clip. Here's this horizontal line. I'm just going to pull that down and mute it. Okay. So close-up of drinking fountain, my voiceover said. Close-up of artwork. And then I said close-up of artwork. So I'm going to find some close-up of artwork. All right, this looks like close-up of artwork. I for in, spacebar to play, and O for out. I'm going to drag this down to the timeline here. I'm going to pull down the audio. There we go. Close-up of artwork. Close-up of artwork. Let me slide this over a little bit. and I can extend this by pulling this out.
Close-up of artwork.
Excellent. And if you want to cut down some of this space between when I speak, I can use the blade tool, and that's with the letter B on the keyboard. That brings up my blade. I'm going to click, and as you can see, I'm cutting points on this clip. And I can use the letter A to go back to selection tool. And if you don't remember those hotkeys, this here is our tool menu. So B for blade and A for selection tool. So I'm going to click this clip that I want to delete, and I'm going to push the delete key on the keyboard, and as you can see, that little bit has now been deleted.
Close-up of artwork. Wide shot of artwork.
All right, wide shot of artwork is my next one here. So I'm going to find a wide shot of an artwork. Looks like this one here is wide. I for an in point. And O for an out point. And again, this isn't perfect, but I'm just kind of showing you guys how this flow works. Whoops. Drag that down. And I'm going to pull the volume down on that again.
Wide shot of artwork.
Okay. And again, I'm going to cut out some of the space here using the blade tool. I'm going to blade here and blade here, just so there's not so much of a long gap between my voiceover. Okay.
Close-up of artwork.
Close-up of artwork. Another close-up of artwork here. Looks like we got a close-up of artwork here. Letter I for in. And O for out. And I'm going to drag this down to the timeline. Again, I'm going to pull the volume down. And this wasn't a perfect edit here that I put together. Again, I'm just kind of showing you the flow. But as you can see, when you lay down your voiceover, it's kind of your guide for what video clips should go where. So once you kind of have that roadmap in front of you, it makes editing very easy. So I'm just going to kind of play through this.
Close-up of artwork. Wide shot of artwork. Close-up of artwork.
Okay, so there we go. So I'm just going to trim the end of this. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm just grabbing the end of the clip and I'm pulling it in to trim that clip. It's basically the same as if I was to take the blade tool and cut, and then A for selection tool and delete. It's doing the same thing. So another thing I want to show you guys is how to do a crossfade. If you want to fade between two clips, you can click this point between the two clips right here. And if you hold Command on the keyboard and hit the letter T, it creates a crossfade. So now look at this.
Close-up of artwork.
It faded to that next clip. Something you'll always want to do also when you create a package is you'll want to start with 10 seconds of black and you'll want to end your project with 10 seconds of black. So we're going to go up here to the generators browser. I'm going to click this, and then custom is solid black. So I'm just going to drag this over to the end, and I'm going to select this, and as you can see here, that's a 10-second clip. So I'm also going to grab one and put it at the front, and I'm just going to hold it here, and when I hold it here for a second, it slides all of my content over to the right. So there we go. So we have 10 seconds of black, and then we have our little package here, and then 10 seconds of black to close out the project. Yours would be longer than this, but this is just an example. So let's say your project is now complete. To export your project, you're going to click on the Share button, and you're going to go to Master File, and you're going to give it a title. Scavenger Hunt Pink is perfect title for it. And then you're just going to click this Next button. And then it's going to ask you where you want to save it. And where you want to save it is the desktop. So if it's not on the desktop, you'll click over here in the left column, Desktop. And the title is good, so we're going to click the Save button. And now this right here is going to start ticking up to 100%. And when it gets to 100%, that means your project has been exported. You can click it for more information if you want. This little progress bar will fill up to 100%. And when the project is exported, it'll say Share Successful up here. You can click Close. And also a preview movie will come up of your exported project. So if you just want to double check and make sure everything is okay, you can click the play button here to view this. There'll be the 10 seconds of black in the beginning. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. And
close-up of drinking fountain. Close-up of artwork.
And there we go, that is our finished project. So we can close this out, and that is the basics of importing footage, editing footage, using a voiceover, and exporting your final project into a movie.